KUGAN CASSIUS for Eiffel TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. Pay attention, Johnny. We're at the Lee Purdy benefit dinner. With me, I've got two of the sharpest dressed men in the building. Darren Barker, Johnny Nelson. How are you, Darren?
Good, mate. Good. Cold, but I'm all right.
Two former world champions, might I add.
Oh my God! It's like you see, you don't get one, and all of a sudden you start rolling up in 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. There'll be about 80 by the time the night's over.
Yeah.
We're here to celebrate the career of Lee Purdy tonight. Darren, obviously, someone you know very, very well. What was the highlight of Lee Purdy's career from your perspective?
I think there was two, really. One was winning the British title. Loads didn't think he would. You've got to remember, Purdy had about 6 amateur fights. Something like that. He had no amateur pedigree whatsoever. And to win a British title was unbelievable. And then, though it didn't go his way, he fought for a world title against Devin Alexander. So, I mean, what a fantastic career, like I say, for someone who started late and didn't even have an amateur career.
Lee Purdy's name on the sheet. Well, you know what you're going to get from him, Johnny, doesn't he? He's like no nonsense, comes to the fight and can bang a bit. What more do you want?
You know what? One thing that's good about the boxing game is this. As Darren said, he hardly had any amateur background. He went through, and look how they're honouring Lee Purdy after his humble beginnings from the amateurs through to the pros, and still didn't win a world title. But still, you know, it just shows what kind of character he is. And he's one of those guys that wore his heart on his sleeve. And what it said on the can was the content. So that's what you got when he got in the ring. He gave his all.
Darren, you were in a corner with him in Atlantic City against Alexander. How much of a difficult night was that for you as well as Lee Purdy?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. And that's what I had afterwards. I had people saying that, but at the end of the day, I knew Lee. Well, I know how hard it was for him to get down to the weight. It was, you know, and there was a gap in class there, but he knew that. But he, you know, like Johnny said, you knew he was going to give it everything, and it was an hard night for him, and it was also an hard night for me. But you know, I was under instructions and I was under orders. So
a mobile phone?
Yeah, well, some may say, yeah.
Barry Hearn described Lee Purdy as an overachiever in the sport. Would you agree with that, John?
Totally, and that's what I'm saying. 6, 7, 8 amateur fights. You know, you'd expect somebody like, you know, that's going to box for a world title. The old school is you've got to go through it. You know, you've got to be an outstanding amateur, and then you've got to win the British, Commonwealth, European, do it that way. And Lee is one of the guys that he's overachieved and everything.
What was your amateur career?
Mine was 13 amateur fights. I won 3, but.
There you go.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. And these kind of things, it's important that people understand. Just because you're not a conventional boxer coming through the ranks as an amateur and as a pro, it doesn't mean you won't reach the top or have an opportunity to box for world honours like Lee did. And so I just think it's really, really good.
With experience as well, something that you can't get is heart, you know, and Lee had bundles of that, regardless if he had 200 amateur fights or 6, you know what I mean? He had bundles of heart, and, you know.
Obviously, you've got some sort of sympathy and understanding about retiring from the sport through injury. Your hip's still fucked and you're still trying to fight, so we'll come on to that in a minute. But Darren, it must be like a low point in your life when you realise that you can't box anymore through to injury, not through your talent.
I wanted a way out. I go against the grain. I wanted a way out. You know, I was at the end of it. I couldn't do it anymore, and it's a nightmare for life onwards that I've got dodgy hips. But as far as boxing is concerned, like I say, I couldn't wait to get out of it. But with Lee, you know, certain people are born to fight, whether you're in the army or you're boxing or other mixed, combat sports. He was born to fight, and it's been taken away from him. And I think that's what's so sad. Though he did overachieve, he still had more in the tank. And like I say, he was a born fighter, and he can't do it anymore.
Johnny, 26 fights, 20 wins. Decent record, like I said, fought at all the levels.
Yeah, he did, and you know, there's many different types of fighters. There's fighters that, like Lee, that will fight, you know, in a phone box, you know, for 20p. You know, they fight for fun. That's what they want to do. And there's fighters like Darren and myself that when it's over, you think, I've done that. That's me done, and it's excusing them out of here. And we might play it now and again, but Lee Purdy's a different breed of fighter. There's only very few fighters like that.
See, when Darren realised his hip couldn't continue anymore, he let it go. Try and tell you something. Get this marker hook thing out of your system. You're in Germany this week? Are you in Germany this week?
I'm in Germany in the morning. Yeah, tonic water. I'm in Germany in the morning. You watch it kick off. And just remember, my hip's in the bin. So I got a new
brand new hip.
Yeah, my hip's in the bin, so I've got a new one, so I'm all right. But it's as I say, it's just having the right attitude. It's a game. It's a bit of fun, and we could walk away when we want to walk away. Guys like Lee, they'd fight to their last breath, and that's what makes them very different.
All right, Darren Barker, Johnny Nelson, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Johnny, I will see you in Germany this week. When are you going?
I'm going in the morning.
So am I.
Yeah, but you know what? I prefer you to be at the other side of the room because there won't be many of us there. And only fight I want to mistake me for you, so you get a kick when we get out there.
German people are wonderful, so don't worry about that.
They're good for me. They won't be for you when they're kicking the hell out of you, boy.
No good for me.
All right. Listen, thank you very much for talking to us, and catch up with you soon.
We're going to get another tonic water.